Child. Anyway, so
Hello, everyone. My name is Jaden, and this weekend I re experienced one of my fave moves and relearned one of my favorite moves, and it's called the bend and snap. If you are unfamiliar, it is from the movie Legally Blonde, starring Reese Witherspoon, and and it's a way to just get attention from whoever you're trying to get attention from.
Mhm.
You drop something on the floor, you bend to get it, and you snap. And honestly, I've actually
Yeah.
never tried it in real life, and I feel like would it work? Yes, but I don't think for the reasons that the movie was trying to make it work. I think it would work because someone would notice that I'm doing the bend and snap from the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
work as like bend snap, and it's like, oh my god, you ate that. It's like, girl, you just do the bend and snap, and then now you built a new bond off that.
And that in itself that works too though. Like, finding like-minded individuals, finding your community in public space in that way. I think and please don't take this the wrong way. I think because you haven't done the bend and snap, that's why you're not married. That's why you haven't
Well,
found your spouse because you've not done the bend and snap. Give it a try. Next time
okay.
we'll see you, you're
I,
gonna be booed
I'll be
up.
working on it this evening. Hmm.
Thank you. I can help you.
Please.
I got you, babe. My name is Amira, and a lot of people talk it, but I really am about it. I do speak for the trees. And by trees, I mean like literally the trees. I mean the people. I speak for the birds. Well, birds kind of speak for themselves. We all know a bird. Um,
Okay. And they
but I
up early too.
spell chirping. I speak for the trees, and it's one of my greatest honors.
I
That's
love
it.
that for you. That's actually one of my
Thank
favorite
you.
uh movies, like animation.
It's a it's a
Well,
good movie.
especially of like that round. Like
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of other ones. There's only three.
There's
Question
the
mark?
the Lorax, the Horton Hears a Who, and
But then I'm just like, okay, Cat in the Hat and the Grinch.
oh yeah, 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 classic. So basically, okay.
Right.
So you just didn't we talk about him on the show? How he was like canceled or something?
Oh, he's an absolute racist. And we're not talking about him. We're talking about the movies that were made post death.
Postmortem. Um, Jaden,
Oh,
where
and
are
we're on a
we?
show. I'm like, wait, what are we doing here? We're on a show that we literally is on the screen that we like to call and write and present show. Anyway, with Jaden and Amira.
The best to ever do it.
Literally ever.
Um, I know, and that's crazy. Like when they told us that, like I couldn't believe it. When we got the call that we were the best to ever do it, I didn't know what to say. I was beside myself. I was,
Not
without
me.
words.
I was
Oh,
waiting
you
for the
knew?
email to come in. I knew
Ah,
the email was coming. Well, I didn't know. The only thing I didn't know was if it was going to be email, a phone call, a text.
right.
You know how they during COVID they popped up with the awards for the award
Yes,
shows.
yes,
I
yes,
didn't know
yes,
if it
yes,
was going to be
yes.
one of those. If we were
Hmm.
going to get a moon man walking to our door, but I knew something was afoot
You're just
and a hand.
and the
Well, yes.
okay. So let's just get started, okay? Let's get started with the first segment called the moment of the week. This is where Jane and I share things from this week or last week or the week before that or even next week that made us say,
Mm.
"Child,
Girl, they never
Anyway,
learn.
and like it's just ridiculous. And you know what, Jaden? I wrote something down, but actually, that's a lie. My real moment of the week, because I just looked down at my precious arm that was brutally attacked by a mosquito this late in the game.
It is late in the game. That's a vendetta.
Like, it felt
That
very
mosquito had a,
pointed.
and it was the nose
Yeah,
or the
Jaden.
mouth. What is that
I
part of the
the
mosquito? Like what would
I
that
was gonna say
be?
the butt, but I think that's a B. I think it is maybe the nose or the yeah, that the whole trout, the whole beak, the whole moment, the whole
Hmm.
front, Jaden.
The
It's called the um not you muted yourself to type. I'm screaming. He didn't want us to hear that clicking and clacking. Oh.
proboscis. And female mosquitoes. See now why they gotta be the male's proboscis is not strong enough to pierce the ooh. Okay. Now I
Oh.
gotta share it. See how they gag? In female mosquitoes, this mouth part pierces the skin of a person or animal and sucks out blood. The male's proboscis proboscis is not strong enough to pierce the skin, and males do not feed on blood. Both female and male mosquitoes use their proboscis to feed on flower nectar and fruit juices. So it's only the women terrorizing everyone.
So what you're saying is she came to me as a woman
And
this
she had to
late.
handle you and humble
That's
you.
crazy. I'm trying to figure out whose man I was talking to. Why did she come for me? Jaden, I literally had no idea what was going on. Like, I'm like, why am I itching? Why are these bumps? When it gets cold, you sort of lose the same like thought process of like what this can
Mm-hmm.
be. I
It's
was
new
not thinking
fear.
these are mosquito bite. Like, I'm like,
Right.
check the mattress, burn the house down. Like, there's bed bugs. Girl, when I went in my bathroom, I saw her flying around in there. I could not believe my eyes. Like, what was she doing in there? I cannot believe that the girly mosquitoes are over here piercing people with their proboscis while the men sit at home and suck on flower juice. It's feeling very, I don't know. It's feeling racial. It's feeling motivated. I don't know. I don't know. So
Always.
that's my moment of the week. My moment what I thought of my moment of the week is it pales in comparison to what I actually have gone through. So that is what I'll be sharing this week. Oh, what?
I'm sorry, my mic is disconnected.
Oh, isn't it just connected with did the plug fall out or something?
I don't know, child. It's always me. It's always something going on with my things. Nothing ever wants to work
No.
right.
No, that's not
Give us one
true.
second. Give us one. Okay, y'all. We back. We had some issues, but God got us. God got us.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
good.
we are.
Jada, what was your moment of the week?
Okay, so besides this whole situation, um, my moment of the week is definitely not necessarily a moment, but a concept.
Hmm.
Working on the weekends
Mm.
has to be like the most vile thing to ever exist, and not necessarily only because like you you're working, or it's like your free time, or like all those things, absolutely, but more so the fact that you lose your days off. Like
Yeah.
specifically, you lose your days off because you can flex a day, but the point of me working on the weekend is for overtime, not to for regular time. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to rob me of
Mm-hmm.
my day, you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to rob me of my what I'm gonna do Tuesday. Nothing. Well, but
No.
I picked up the weekend to have more money in my check, not the same amount. You don't get to have my Sunday and my money.
Hello.
Do
Hello.
you see what I'm saying? Like, sure, I could flex my time. Sure, I could extend. Like, all those things are definitely possible and probable, but they're not happening because I need more money.
Okay.
And if 2 plus 2 is 4,
Hello.
and 5 plus 5 is 10, what the fuck is this?
First of all, Jaden, I feel like you work every Saturday. Am I
And
making that up?
I try not to. I haven't worked a lot of Saturdays recently. But working this last Saturday, I worked from 9 to 2.
Hmm.
And then you get off and you're tired as if you worked a regular, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, it
the
doesn't
is
feel
still
different.
there. And
Mhm.
then you realize, oh, I only have one day off this week. And that's Sunday, the day you have to kind of like get your life back in order to get to Monday.
Exactly. Girl. Jaden, if you haven't been working the weekends, where have you been? Why haven't I
Oh,
seen you around?
because I'm home. I may not
Oh.
be working, but I'm not doing anything else either.
Hmm. Okay. That's fine, I guess. People are looking for you outside. We wanted you to come
Mm,
outside.
y'all gonna jump
Well,
me?
come outside to cut. No, we're not. We're not gonna jump you. We just want to talk. That's it.
Mm,
Jaden, the concept of working on weekends is, you're right, it's vile, it's atrocious. Unfortunately, some people are going to have to do it, you know?
somebody is. I don't think it should have to be me though.
No, it's the bakers, the coffeemen, the
Mm.
bartenders, those people.
And this is why we should have 3-day work weeks anyway. Like
Hmm.
me personally, everyone's like, "Oh, we should have 4-day work." That's too many work days. I
That, why
think we
would you
should
say
have
that?
more
Hmm.
relaxed time than we have work time. Hire more people because instead of making all that profit, hire more people. Then we can all be living happier, healthier lives. Imagine working 3 days a week and 4 days you get to be free and do what you want. But then guess what? Everything will be sustained because there's so many employees that we're all able to work, make a livable wage. We're all happy. Hmm.
That sounds so lovely. I just, I left there for a moment to imagine it. And coming back was a little devastating.
Hmm.
You painted such a beautiful picture. I'm
Because you don't come
upset.
back to 4, you come back to 5, and sometimes 6 or
Hello,
7.
hello. You come back to 7 or 6, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
sometimes
And the way
7.
that, and it's that season, it's the most wonderful time of the year. So it really is looking like 7 because you want to be able to, you're a mother, you want to be able to get your kids nice stuff for the holidays.
Right,
You're getting your child something for the holidays, right?
probably.
Okay, yeah. So it's looking like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
The sacrifices that we have to make as parents, it's worth it to see the smile on their face on Christmas
Is it?
morning.
I'm very fuck them kids.
Um, is the children in the room with you? Is the child in the room with you right now? Because that was a
No,
lot,
he's
and that's
not.
why you're feeling bold. Bet you won't say that to your child's face. Just kidding. I know you will. That
I'm
wasn't
about to say,
that
you want me
wasn't
to
a
let him
threat.
in
That
and
wasn't a
look him in
threat.
his face and tell him back in?
Girl, the way I'm about to call Peter after this call is crazy. Um, Jaden, speaking of kids and you not caring, you're an only child, so to speak. You're raised, by yourself, besties with
Hmm.
your mom. How old were you when you first started getting the tea? Family drama.
Right. I feel like, okay, there's levels to the tea.
Yeah.
I think I was getting like surface level tea early on, where it's just
Mm,
like immediate things that happen like 10 minutes
mhm,
ago, an
mhm.
hour ago. Why they ain't do this? Why did that was one. But like drama, family drama tea, mm, probably like high school.
Oh.
But that's okay. But that's getting the tea specifically, like getting the tea, having input about the tea, all that. Middle school is when I started listening to the tea. You know what I'm
Well.
saying? And bringing the tea to my age group and gagging the girls. You know, like having conversations with my
Mhm.
contemporaries
Yeah,
and
yeah,
saying
yeah.
like, "Girl, how do you feel about this?" And we don't know how much things cost, or we don't know what the like.
Yeah.
Things are different then, but that's when we were sharing the tea amongst ourselves. But then in high school, we got to share the tea amongst each other as a
Yeah.
bigger unit.
Wow. As a receiver of tea from the cousin, I'm grateful to you and your kind. It's really important to have people like that who are boots on the ground, ear to the door, getting the information and bringing it back to the people.
Yeah,
Because, kids today, I don't think they really understand the concept of not being heard or seen. Once I
and
start
that's what it
hearing you and
was.
seeing you, baby, you gotta go.
That's what it
Like, this is
was.
grown folk business, and I can hear and see you, please.
I'm the one under the blanket in the corner that's been there, and you knew
Yeah.
was there, but you forgot was there.
Mhm, and you didn't breathe or nothing, didn't move a muscle, and
Nope.
we are
And you like,
grateful
oh,
for you.
he not paying attention. He got his headphones in. Ain't nothing playing, baby.
Yes! He on that phone. He ain't on that phone. That phone is
Ain't
locked.
nothing playing, baby. He stay on that phone, child. I talked to him for hours, and he ain't hear me, child. Oh, I heard you. I sure did, and ain't doing it. Especially the trick is there's always a trick. To me, there's always a trick.
There's
The
always a
trick is
finesse.
headphones in, let them talk, even if you're not playing nothing. And strategically,
Mhm.
sometimes don't play nothing. When they talk to you, ignore. Make it seem like
Mhm, mhm.
like oh, sorry, what? Like, what'd you
Yeah,
say?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
and then it's actually things going on, and they look over because they look over first. That happens
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
usually, and it's like, well, looks over, gets closer. I feel like that's when you
Oh.
were supposed to, after you look over, you put that phone down, you hit pause, mute, or exit, and you listen up because something's happening that you need to know.
Oh my gosh, Jaden, you okay? This is feeling like the season of tips and tricks with Jaden. Like last week, you were giving us the finesse on how to get your A, and this week we're finding out how to get T. Now it is coming 13 years too late, unfortunately for me. But there are
A little-
younger listeners out there that you are saving, Jaden. Oh my gosh, that is so
And
good. That is
honestly,
so real.
write that T into take it or leave it because we kind of want to hear it.
No, no, literally,
Like,
that's
actually,
what we're revving up for holiday season. Yeah. So people,
like,
please
please
write
write
in
it.
with how you used that and what you got from it. What did you learn? What did you hear? So, Jaden,
Mm.
my next follow-up question is that's when you were able to receive the information. How old were you when you were allowed to actually engage, respond, have an opinion on? Because it's one thing for
Yeah,
people
that
to
was
just
probably like
to be in the
16.
space and they see you. Also, at 16, you
Mm.
were able to be like, "You're right, she is trifling." You were able to participate.
Able to,
Mhm.
or force myself to. It was more like I have an opinion. Here it is. Over like
Mm.
what's your opinion? You
Oh,
know,
no,
the
never.
the
Yeah.
question was never posed. It was
Mhm.
more so, let me interject and get one off, and hopefully.
You
But
won't
you
get
see
kicked
the
out.
trick to that
Yeah.
one. The trick to that one was you can't talk too much.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can interject and throw a little shot in, or like and I saw them do that, and I was like, what's going
Mhm.
on? Like you can throw some of them in, but shut up. Like,
Yeah.
speak, handle yours, get your little one in. You can get a little clown in, or a jokey joke. You can do whatever you need, but you need maybe one every, like, every go round. Like, you
Oh
got
my
like two or three
gosh.
go rounds before you can talk again.
Yes, that is so true. Every grown person needs to speak again before you
Before
keep
you
going.
and you cannot say too much. Like,
Yeah,
you
because
have to
then they're
be
gonna be like,
short,
"Okay,
concise, and
sweetie,"
okay. You go to the room,
because 'cause you're
like,
saying a lot.
because now you're getting into grown folks' business. Like,
Yeah,
We allowed you. You partially grown. Like you grown enough to understand what we talking about, but you're not grown enough to hear all the details.
because you ain't lived yet, so you shouldn't really have an opinion.
No, but
No.
what you said was true. So it's like,
Yeah, it was true.
oh, well, yes, like
Yeah.
we'll allow it. But then if you
Yeah.
start trying to, and I feel like he wasn't, and then we was,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
whoa, youngin,
You trying to be like class clown, it's just too much.
and it's like, baby, we don't need all that. We
No.
are adults and class clowns here. We need you to be quiet,
We need actually an audience to ooh, ah, and laugh, sweetie.
okay?
That's what you're
And we
brought
don't want
in
to
for.
the signs,
No, just know your cue. Take your cue off of me. That is so it's blank. Because we know you should know when to laugh, but the worst is when you laugh when you wasn't supposed to, right? Like something is
mm.
funny to you, but nobody else is laughing, so that you have to like choke it back down.
See, you can't do
Because
that with the
it
headphone thing in. Like with the headphone thing in,
no, no,
you
no, no,
have
no.
to
There's no
remember.
response.
See, but the issue with the headphone thing is sometimes you'll forget that you're supposed to be with your headphones and not paying attention. So then when they
Yeah.
laughing and then you start laughing, and it's like, what you laughing at? It's like you got to turn your phone, no matter
Right,
what the
right.
screen is on. This video, like you just have to hurry up, turn it, say
Yeah.
this video, and then turn it back, and then laugh a little bit more, and then you off
Uh-huh.
the hook. But you have to be careful. Like all
Yeah.
these tricks come with care. Like you
Yeah.
have to
Oh
be
yeah.
very careful, very
Mm.
diligent, and very like conscious that you are who you are in this moment. You can't turn yourself into an adult in these moments. You have to remember
No.
your place because you're out of
Mm.
that place right now. Like you're out of that place right now. So you have to remember
Yes.
your place. Like remember where they usually keep
Yes.
you, remember where you are right now, and remember how to stay where you are
Mm.
right now.
Ooh, Pastor Jaden. Pastor Jaden said stay in a child's place. Amen. I received that word. That is so good to know. I remember when I first got the like heavy hitting tea, I was gooped and gagged, honey. I was probably in college,
Yeah,
actually.
I agree. I think college is
Because
the now where it's like y'all come to me with the tea
I know now I'm like contributing. I don't wait for the go around,
first.
honey. I could speak
I'm bringing it up.
first or second. Hello. And when are we going to talk
I'm
about
bringing
this?
it up.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So
And I love it.
we just going to let it happen, and it's like I'm
And
the one to start
now
the
I'm making
drama.
good points. I'm bringing up good points we didn't consider. Oh my God, Jane, we literally made it like that. I'll say that is one of the good things about being an adult. Other things are like, okay, adulting is it's this, it's that, it's hard, it's whatever. But
Paying
getting
bills
that
and doing all that
tea,
other thing,
being able to be in the tea, contributing,
and then
sometimes
getting
it's
to
like,
like
oh, I wish I
start the
didn't
tea off,
know.
pouring the tea. Like there's nothing like it.
Or Jaden, when somebody grown comes to you, pulls you to the side, girl, I gotta tell you about this. I couldn't wait to tell. I need
When
to
you're
take
the
a road
person that
trip
they
down
want to
south.
share things with,
Yeah, I need to go down south really quick. I miss it.
me
Yeah,
too.
Jaden, there's something so special about it. Like the way the tides turn, and there's other youth that aren't in the tea, and it's like, "Ah, I remember when I was you.
Mm,
She ain't playing Flappy Birds. She's
no,
listening.
and I let them because I was
Oh
there.
yeah.
You
Oh, for sure.
you don't you don't break class solidarity. You know what I'm
You
saying? Like
don't.
I
No.
was here. I've moved out of that position, but I was here. Some of them stay out of grown folk business.
I
Like
was gonna say some people I'm like, no, because they snitch. They like to run and tell.
that's and that now.
I'm not gonna say
Some
no names,
people
but
need
he
to
knows
stay
who he is.
grown folk business.
Absolutely.
But some of them I'm like,
You can know a
you're
little
in
something.
you're in training.
Yeah.
Like
Why
we
did I
have a
see a glimmer in
prodigy.
your eye?
Like it's a
Please.
prodigy, it's very wax on, wax off.
Cheated.
Video on,
Oh,
video off. Very that. Like you have to be ready
hello.
and able.
Oh my gosh. Jaden, you are truly the funniest person you know. Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
please.
Okay, that was a good I'm really glad. I'm really glad for you, and I'm really glad for the, the next generation of nosy girlies and guys. Now it's
Yeah.
time for the catch. Speaking of nosy, this is where Jaden and I catch you up on things that are happening in the news. And news is in definite quotes and is doing a lot of heavy lifting here.
And it's in
Just
italics.
stuff. It's definitely italics. It's not in
It's not
bold.
bold.
Um,
It's
it's
not
in
bolded at
thin.
all.
It's
It's
not even
italics.
normal. It's in thin. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole different
Yeah.
font. It's like the one thing on the page that's in a whole different font.
It's actually in gray, and the rest of the text is in black. Um, the first bit of news, italics, is to follow us on Instagram at Child Anyway Podcast, TikTok at Child Anyway the Pod, and Twitter at Child Anyway Pod. Those things are non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
They are still in italics, but they're in black text.
Yeah.
So the first one is in black text. Okay. So we talked about, I think it was last season, it must have been last season. We talked briefly about, briefly is also doing a lot of heavy lifting. We
A
talked
lot.
briefly about
Briefly is
um
in size 2 font.
hello because it's a lie. We talked briefly for an hour about for 2 days
Right. It's
about Kiki
underlined with red,
Palmer.
even though it's spelled right.
Hello. Zigzag. We talked I'm just gonna stop saying lies. We talked about it before, about
Mm-hmm.
Kiki Palmer and her boyfriend. Well, the father of her son's the fa- the father of the child.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, math is hard. About how he was being all weird on Twitter, like, "Oh, you a mom, the outfit, that rah, rah," and we were like, "Baby, it's Kiki Palmer, mind that business." Speaking of grown folk business, he's literally 29, she's 30. Stay in a child's place. Hello.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, recently Kiki Palmer filed a restraining order against him and for full custody of her child. And I'm pretty sure the last I read that it was granted, like temporary grant of full
Mm-hmm.
custody, no
It was.
visitation, because apparently I'm gonna believe it because I believe victims. I don't care. I'd rather be wrong about that than wrong about him sucking or something. Anyway. So apparently for the last 2 years, he's been like physically abusive, probably some mental stuff. And it's really upsetting, and I hope that the temporary restraining order and child support is extended to a permanent situation. And somebody was like, "Oh, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say men suck." And I'm like, that is true. And at the same time, I think we should really allow this man his moment to be the
To
center
suck
of
as an
stuff,
individual.
you
Yeah.
know? Because we already know that men suck as a unit, as a collective, as a genre, as a species. But I think that this man, why did I think his name was, what is his name? Oh,
Baby daddy
okay.
number 29. I don't know what
Oh,
to
oh,
tell you.
oh, 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 oh. Somebody. That guy, him, he's like he's like something else, like, and this is what this the real message is not really about him. It's actually just about like girl, did you hear that?
I heard something.
Child, you in the hood now, baby. Oh, the door's locked. Um, that even people in such a position like Kiki Palmer, like even a famous person with the resources and access to get out, like still have a difficult time leaving abusive situations, and it really puts further into perspective what, we I would hope in the majority understand that it's like not just some easy thing you can just like get up and leave in the middle of the night like on TV.
Right.
Like it's like a thing, especially if there's a mental or psychological element to it. So honestly, just, praying for Kiki Palmer and other victims of domestic violence, and I hope that she
Really,
wins her
really
cases.
are. Especially
Uh-huh.
like what I appreciated about Kiki was the fact that um she gained proof about it, because
Mhm.
half of the battle is just proving that you were
For
in
sure.
battle. um so the fact that she was able to garner some evidence around it, to dispel the lack of belief that it was naturally going to come. Though I
Yeah.
think the court of public opinion needs to play less of a role, especially in these cases, because
Mhm.
so much of abuse is behind the scenes. Like so much of abuse is
Oh, for
hidden.
sure.
Um, and it's unfortunate that this took place and that a child is involved and so many because I think that adds an element to it as well. Like because a child is
Mhm.
involved, it makes everything twice as hard. Um, and you never know. First of all, when her mom came out of hiding and was like, "Yeah, this has been going on for however long," and I spoke to his brother about it, and he said, "Well, what you want me to do about it? Because I used to be the same way." And it's like, wait, huh?
I didn't
Did you see
even see
this?
all that. No.
Yeah. When have you ever seen Kiki Mama's mom talk besides like her podcast?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So she makes a video saying like this has been happening for I believe she said a year, and I spoke to uh her boyfriend's older brother and tried to tell him about it, and he said, "Yeah, I used to be the same way." Huh?
S
You said that like out loud to like another
And that
person,
was supposed to be okay?
and you think that's why I called you? Like you think I called you to tell you
Hello?
this to tell me how you relate?
How it's how you
Huh.
empathize with him?
Instead of coming to help. And then okay, you used to be like that. Why'd you change?
Right.
Because
Literally.
if you did, because we know that's probably not true. But if you were like that, why'd you change? Because you knew it was wrong and you knew you harmed and hurt people. So the fact that you're hearing that your brother is harming and hurting people, if you actually changed, why wouldn't you then intervene to make sure he's not harming and hurting people? Like people really math is hard, and the math of life must be really hard for some people because I just don't get it, me personally.
I don't get it
Even
either.
the people on the internet, because now it's time to debate and debacle. Like y'all love doing this every time something comes out, and y'all rob people of privacy, y'all rob people of like humanity or care and gentleness because we watched Kiki Palmer grow up. Like this is not even just another celeb that because we
Mhm.
can get into that too about how other celebs also go through the same thing. But we watched Kiki Palmer from Aquila and the Bee. Like this is our True Jackson MVP. Y'all give her flowers every other week about every accolade she has
Yeah.
until the Usher thing. The Usher thing put her in that space further than any other thing did. Like even if she had other
Yeah.
problematic things that happened or she had other issues with whatever, it was the thing with Usher that pushed
Yeah.
her into like the manosphere's hate list,
Yeah.
saying
That's
that she
true.
deserves these kind of things or that they don't believe that she went through these kind of things or well like y'all are all abusers and I don't think y'all recognize that. Like y'all
Mhm.
there's a cognitive dissonance that y'all must have to not acknowledge your own abusive behaviors. Like it's very intentionally done. Y'all do this to remove yourselves from the actions that you actually face. Sorry, that was
Mm.
the end of my rant.
It wasn't, but I appreciate it. I'm sure you'll rant again later, and that's okay.
Yeah,
That's why we come to this place. Um, yeah, it also just really speaks to how, like, we say it all the time, like, you don't know what people are going through, and it's especially in people's relationships, like, not to say don't post things that are happier than they seem, but like, don't ever wish to be in someone else's place because you don't know what they're going through behind the scenes. And that just speaks to like giving everybody an opportunity to live and for you to like offer them grace and empathy when things aren't as they seem because they're never as they seem.
ever.
Didn't Selena Gomez say that? Everything is not what it seems. Yeah, she did.
That lady.
Um I don't even know why I brought her up.
I don't know why either.
Well, we're done. We're done with her. But anyway, yeah, basically it's just like you were saying, people are like, "Oh, she probably made it up, blah 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 blah," just because she's smiling on the internet with
Right.
him or she posts
Then
about him. But it's like
but then she has proof. And then
that's what I'm saying.
all the
Like,
tweets was deleted, unresponsive, and they're nowhere to be found.
yeah, it's just so annoying because week after day after minute after second, we see that Black women just have such a hard time being believed, especially in such public spaces like this. And even the most famous of them, it's like, well, what did she do to provoke him? And it's like, nothing.
Right.
He just sucks. Him and his brother just suck. The brother from Insecure.
Mm-hmm. Dro.
Mm. And this is why Molly should have left him alone.
And this is why behind the scenes, Amanda Seales and him got into it. And
And
that's
that is
tea I need.
also why I need that tea too, because us pivoting completely. I need that tea too, because then I was like, so why does the rest of the cast have beef with Amanda if he sucks? You know?
Exactly. And I think it happened at the dinner. That's what they talk about all the time. Like they had
Hmm. You're talking about where she got kicked out?
kicked out of what?
Or like she was escorted out? Or like they said don't come back or something like that? Did I make that
Something
up?
like that at the
Yeah.
dinner. Yeah. But I
Hmm.
feel like now none of them talk to her or she don't like none
I
of them mess with each
know.
other. I don't know what that's about.
Hmm. Them Jackson boys are always meddling in grown folk business.
Mm.
Because I do remember his last name being Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jackson, I don't Chew Jackson, sorry. Did you see, which you probably didn't because I know you're not on that app, but did you see the video of that man singing Water, the remix?
Okay, no. So fortunately, like I was telling you before, you got to have your people that keep you connected. My sister was cracking up showing me the video of him singing. She was like, he's singing, he's going so hard. Like, it does not call for all of that. We had a
It is
good
not called
laugh
for that.
about it. She said she watched it on mute at first and she was like, oh, he must be singing something good. And then when she played it out loud, she was like, it wasn't any of that. It wasn't
But
any of
the
that.
thing about that video specifically, like, it's so cringy, but I
Okay,
can't
wait. Before we
stop
go any
watching it.
further, because we've gotten feedback that we'll talk about something, but we won't say what we're talking about. So we're talking
Yeah.
about Trevor Jackson posted a video of him singing Tyla's Water. The song is called Water. So
Make me
there.
sweat, make me harder, make me lose my breath, make me water. That song.
It's a
But
bop, and you're a
he
singer, honey.
please, girl. He sings it and he changes the words and they're so like
He always makes it so nasty.
and
Like, not even like in a fun
misogynistic. Like
way. Like,
why
it's
is
just
but it's always like why you make me harder. Like, whoa, this is so
like you
aggressive.
took
Like
it
the whole
too
point
far.
of
It was
water was
poetic.
it,
It was metaphorical, baby, and you
and
made it
that's what they don't get.
literal.
The girls don't know what metaphors or similes are.
Honey, what was the other song he did that it was like, that's not what that song is? It was Beyonce. I wanna say that it was Heated. It was Heated.
Yeah, I thought it was
That one
heated
was
too.
another one. That's when I just knew that I would never click on his videos again. So when my sister brought it to me, I'm like, "This is about to be some mess," and I was correct. It was some mess. Um, I don't wanna tell him to stop, living his passion and singing and stuff, but I want him to stop doing covers by female artists. That's my only
Completely.
request.
Like
Yeah.
actually only do men covers. But the problem is men's songs suck.
Jason Derulo would like a word. No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes
And
they do
his word
suck.
is suck.
Where has he been? Anyway, no, yeah, sometimes men's songs suck, but sometimes they're fun. Basically, he's got some songs to choose from. He needs to leave the girls alone. Basically, that's it.
Am I frozen?
Also, you are frozen, Jaden. I didn't know how to break the news to you.
Oh god.
Make me sweat.
Who would have thought?
Okay.
My whole computer is just I fucking care. Like, don't they know I'm trying to be respectful of the genocide going on? I can't buy a new laptop right now.
Wait, it's your actual laptop, you think? How long have you
I
had it?
hope so.
Since college?
Yes, but
Yeah, I had to get a new one last November because my laptop was like over me.
like why do I keep having all these issues? Like I don't understand.
Child, you might have to get on a marketplace and get you something.
Last all night I get too excited. Application not responding. Like this is why I don't like to use Google Chrome.
You have to use Google Chrome for StreamYard?
Yeah.
Petty.
Okay.
Oh, we're in. Look at that. We're back. Jaden and I, we decided to switch sides to keep the viewers engaged, to keep the
Mm-hmm.
people guessing. You never know
Yeah.
what to
We were
expect
talking
with
about
us.
Trevor Jackson's interesting singing for a
Do we have
song
to?
about water. No, we don't. I just
No,
wanted
I'm just
to
kidding. I'm just kidding.
make
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
we bridge that gap
yeah.
over the
Yeah.
water. Because his water is troubled,
I just,
to say the least.
ooh, that was good. That was good.
Mm.
Yeah, I told you off the air and I won't share it again. Just kidding, I have to. I don't like his singing voice. I don't even like his character on
Mm.
Grownish.
I ain't like the
It's
show.
just I really didn't want to come for the whole program,
Okay,
but I
you
did
didn't
not
like
I
Grownish
also
either?
didn't like
I
the
feel like
show.
I'm the only
No.
person in that boat. If when I say that people are
Mm,
like distraught and dismayed and they swear like I'm
mm-mm.
crazy. I don't
No.
think that show was that good.
No.
In
I
that,
didn't like
it's
it.
doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah, I didn't like it either because well, we don't have to get into the reason why, but I just didn't like it. Maybe it's because of Trevor Jackson. I don't know. Just kidding. I know
Well,
exactly why I didn't like it, but I don't feel like shading nobody's daughter, nobody's son. So let's move on.
please.
Recently I read that the Supreme Court, which I'm sure you have opinions on just like the concept of the Supreme Court and the way that they do business, et cetera, et cetera. But recently, they in their what 243 years or something over 200 years of existence finally have called
34. 234.
upon. Come on, come on,
I'm
history.
looking at the
If
article.
oh well, they finally called upon people to honor their code of conduct. And speaking of heavy lifting, that's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Honor code of conduct. Never heard of them.
They've had one
So
of those.
you wouldn't know it, like, but basically it started or they like opened their eyes or came to because of dirty old Clarence Thomas and his foolery and him accepting gifts from these people, like just doing stuff that is like clearly that feels like a conflict of interest, that feels very high key problematic like to me. And I read that it was like now it's like it's encouraged to step away from a case where you might be related to someone or it's a conflict of interest. Baby, why isn't that the standard? If it's a conflict of interest or if you're related to somebody on the case, why would you think it's appropriate to serve as the judge on that case?
It is the first time we'll honor a code of conduct. So, have they always had the code of conduct, or are they just now implementing one?
I think they've always had it, they just never use it. But but that's what I'm saying. The article didn't really give any indication because it's not like past behaviors gave me that energy. It didn't ever like nothing they did really ever implied to me that there was some sort of conduct code they were following. I've never, and this is like so random and like ridiculous to say, but I've never banged with the Supreme Court. When I first learned about the Supreme Court in civics class, I was like, what? Like the idea did not even make sense to me. A life sentence to encourage, like, oh, don't worry, you don't have to run out of time. Cause it's like, oh, I only got 4 years. Let me just start passing random laws. They do that
Right.
anyway. And also, not to be ageist, but I think after a certain age, people should not be running anything.
you're out of touch, and that's across the board from government to businesses to
Exactly.
after a certain point you are out of touch.
Mhm.
And if you didn't do and my thing with that is if you didn't do a good enough job ushering in the next group of people, that's on you, but you got to get out. You got to go.
You gotta go.
So
That is so
and it says
smart.
here um which I'm not going to read that part. Financial interest in the outcome of a case, blah 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 blah. If the source of the payment don't cover the payment, step in the right direction. A frequent critic of the court, Durbin framed the code as a symbolic victory, even as he raised concerns about how much teeth the document will have. So it doesn't seem like they had one prior to,
Mm.
because my thing is, how are you a governing body with like no laws of your own, like with no procedure or process of your own?
It makes no sense. Like, they're essentially lawless. They can do whatever they
They're
want.
but then also create laws and decide what's unlawful when y'all are unlawful. Like I'm confused.
That branch of government, like the Supreme Court, the judicial system, like when you think about it, I could be wrong, but sometimes it, like if you were to write it out in its simplest form, sounds like something a child came up with.
Because they probably
Like,
did.
and they can do whatever they want and they can do it for the rest of their lives. Like, what? How does that even sound?
And what at what point is a code of ethics out of the window? Like what how can we look at this instance where someone's receiving bribes and money and not automatically obliged by a code of ethics? Sure, a code of
Like,
conduct is one thing, but like across the board, we are still a judging body. So why can't we vote to be like, you're out, you're done? Because what would
you're
happen is
done.
they would have to all acknowledge all the bribes, all the things that they've accepted, they've taken from these donors and from these people who just haven't got caught yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or trying not to consider it a bribe or a trying not to consider it a gift or anything. This is just my friend. This is what we do. I buy him drinks, he buy me jets. Like, what do you mean?
That's my friend. Exactly. We give a little, we get a lot. Jaden,
And
what
we
you
take a
said
lot.
about no, they take everything. What you said about if they haven't already ushered in or sort of like groomed, so to speak, the next person, their predecessor, then that should be the real concern. Like I recently heard someone say that like a person isn't considered successful if they don't even have a successor, you know? And that's this whole idea of just like legacy. And like what is it all for if when you die nobody cares and nobody is picking up the torch that you've lit?
Right.
There's no point in that. Like there absolutely should be some sort of a system where your next person, the person that's supposed to be similar to you in politics or views or whatever, like what is the point? But also, even if not, even if there's not a predecessor, that's fine because the times are changing. It wouldn't make sense for you to train a person to do the same thing as you and you old and you out of touch, like Jaden said, which is true. So I think that a life sentence makes no sense. I think being appointed
No.
by the president makes no sense. I don't
That's
understand that.
also I don't understand why a person we barely wanted to vote for got to vote in someone to make decisions for the rest of us. Like I don't understand how that's considered democracy, or how that's like passed off as like democracy, because we didn't pick them. Like, where's our say in them?
It makes no sense. I think with the like with the electoral college being involved, it's I don't understand how that's a system of checks and balances. The people vote a majority for one person. The electoral college says, "No, we want the other person." Then that one person that the majority of people didn't want gets to pick the people that sit at the highest court in the land. That does not feel checked or balanced. That doesn't make any sense
And
to me. It never did.
there's an unlimited amount of seats. So there's like, well, I don't know how many what the limit actually is, but there's seats that they can just keep filling up. So that's why uh Trump was putting like two or three people in at one point at one time. And it's like,
That
wait,
was crazy.
Democrats, y'all have had plenty of chances to put in other people. but you're
We can't
not.
even we can't even get into discussion about old shawty from back in the day, about how she selfishly should have retired, but just moving forward, it just once again, like, how I mean, we know that they're selfish, evil, cruel people, but, like, how out loudly cruel can you be to sit in this seat knowing that you are out of touch with the people, you don't know what they want, and you're just voting for things in your literal own best interest, like,
Yes,
this
just
isn't
trying
even
to maintain power.
like, this isn't even for the benefit of the people. Like, what would you do this for? Code of conduct, code of ethics. They have nothing. There is none of it. Oh my gosh. Is it hot in here? In lighter news, but not really lighter, kind of equally grim, maybe. I read a story about a woman. Actually, I didn't read the story because I already knew that she did it. I could just tell. I didn't read the whole thing. I didn't have to. She is being accused of poisoning her ex husband's parents and aunt with poisonous mushrooms over dinner. I didn't have to read the whole article because I know she did it.
And she's kind of real for that.
I don't have any proof and I don't know her situation. I don't know her story. I don't know the dynamics, but I know she did it. And this is why I'm not on the Supreme Court because I don't even need evidence. I'll just guilty.
Sounded me.
Guilty, but no charge.
Nope. Was he insufferable? Were they insufferable? My thing is, why was she? Why would the family even think that your child or nephew's ex-wife would be feeding y'all, top tier things?
Jaden, I think normal, regular people's first thought isn't like, this is my son's ex-wife. Let me not eat her food. It's probably poison. Unless you know your son was trifling. But even still, poison feels like a stretch of the imagination. Like, she
Poison,
is
poison, sure.
silly. She's silly for that.
She's silly, but
Mushroom,
for her to be wanting to poison y'all, something had to be off.
yeah, for sure. It
You know what I'm saying?
didn't
Like,
give like random.
okay, like this is not what you do to people you love. Like, I'm sorry, I don't get that.
It's not. It's not.
Or who have done you well, you wouldn't poison them unless he
No.
was trying to use other kind of mushrooms and then you picked the wrong ones.
Yeah, yeah. That would be
Or you
maybe.
trusted some man in the back of the deli. Like, I don't understand why.
Mm, hmm. So we're in agreement that she did it, right?
Oh, she absolutely did it.
Yeah.
Allegedly. But she did it.
She allegedly definitely did it.
Right. She
Definitely.
allegedly, positively, absolutely did it.
Might have done it. For sure she did it. Maybe. I thought that was a fun little LOL, not the fun story of the episode being about a woman poisoning
Did what happened to
some
them? Because
folks.
isn't poisonous mushrooms like lethal?
They died. Yeah. She killed them. I kind of buried the lead there just so we could have a little bit of fun with it. Is that inappropriate? Probably. That's probably inappropriate. I shouldn't
So
have
they
said that.
died. See,
Yeah. They were killed by her. She did it. I
I
told you
think
that.
there's a way for her to get out of it though.
Oh, how to get away with what is it?
Mushrooms. Um, she could just say like, "Oh, I thought I bought a regular batch," or even like, "I bought a batch from the store. It's not my fault. It was poison." It's like, what?
They're gonna be like, "Ma'am, there's a skull and crossbones on this bag of mushrooms."
Mm,
Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, my thumb must have been over it.
girl, I thought that was
I
the
didn't.
brand.
Hello. I
Girl,
thought they were spicy.
I thought that's how they
No,
made them.
I didn't
Okay,
know.
they called them lethal. I thought it was
I
for the flavor.
you know these kids with their little words. It's like liquid death. That's literally water. So
Well,
I I don't like that branding either. Just saying. Like, just drink water. Why would the water need to be in a can? I don't get that. No, but no, she
it's
killed them. It might be. There's one in my
it's
refrigerator for some
where do you
reason.
get them from? Why am I blanking? Oh, like at
I don't
concert
know.
venues. That's where I've had it. Like at a concert venue, they sell them as a can.
What do you mean it's good? Like, doesn't it just taste like water?
It does, but it's like the experience of holding the can. Like it's
Mm.
weird, but it's useful.
Is it like kind of trippy, like where you're looking at someone drink Sprite and then when you drink your water, you're like shocked? Is it like This is water in a can.
I've never experienced that, but from based off what you
Oh,
said, I guess
hmm.
so.
You haven't lived. It's a really trippy experience, similar to psychedelic mushrooms. If you think that you have Sprite and then it's water, or vice versa, it's Jin, you gotta try it. It's better than
Or
drugs.
it's really just picking up something and thinking it's one thing and it actually being a whole other thing.
Yeah, like when you lift up a jug and it's like light and then your hand goes flying. Oh my gosh, that's so
Like stuff like
embarrassing.
that. Like seeing someone drink the water. You're like, "Oh, you drink beer?" And they're like, "Oh, this is water." Is that?
Mm. Yeah, somebody left one in my refrigerator, so maybe I'll give it a whirl and just have a sip or two. And it better be
Yeah.
all that you just said.
It's just water, but it's interesting water. It's water with conversation.
So then I'm definitely not gonna drink it. I don't like that. I don't be liking to converse with folks. Um, Speaking of conversing, speaking of water, speaking of drugs, Selling Sunset.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
are we on? Season 5 or
7.
6? I've been with them for 7 seasons,
That's what I said.
and they ain't sold not
Well,
nary a
this time
house.
you could tell that and shout out to the writers and the girls for, finishing having their contract finalized. But
Yeah,
you could tell that they needed content over there at the Netflix
for
because
sure.
they filmed that reunion and they were back next week. Like the
The
following
fact
week,
that Heather was pregnant, I literally was like, "Wait, is she having another one?" Oh, no, she's
still
still pregnant from last
it's the
season.
same pregnant. It last season, last week, they went a week. They said, okay, you guys get 2 weeks off. We're back at work because we need y'all.
Truly.
We need content. If you are watching, first of all, if you don't know what Selling Sunset is, go back a few episodes, a few seasons because we've been talking about it. Um, but also if they show um on Netflix where there's these realtors and they work in what, Beverly Hills or
Yeah, Los
LA,
Angeles, yeah.
LA,
Yeah,
and
somewhere.
it's like messy office drama along with like real estate and selling homes. So like you have this duality of, you know, Caucasian mess and now there's, some black women involved. Um Coexisting with like seeing beautiful properties and
Yeah,
some cameos every once in a while with like famous people
yeah.
or you know
But don't mistake the fact that they are conducting business to mean that they are being professional,
no,
um,
they are
because
very
they're
unprofessional
so
and
unprofessional.
bratty and
I'm like,
catty.
"Baby, you are at the open house and you arguing. Your boss is right there who you coincidentally slept with, and you arguing.
Who you all slept with.
Can we t Why has this little man made his way around the office?
Why are
And that's
you
not even a
dating
spoiler.
everyone? Why are you dating everyone? And why are you trying to force everyone to be friends? This is
I
your
don't get
fault.
that.
You're the problem. First of
I
all,
think well,
Marie Lou,
what episode did you get to? Because please don't piss me off with no spoilers, Jaden.
I'm on episode 6.
Okay, I
I
think
think we're
I'm
in
on
like the same
7.
area, honestly.
Yeah, I think we are because 'cause we're slowly watching it together.
Yes,
So,
very emphasis on slowly.
yeah, for each meal, we're like 15 minutes of the episode.
And then we gotta go do
Um,
something else.
I gotta
Um,
go. Mary Lou, you were saying, or Marie
Mary
Lou.
Lou,
I think
she literally lied, like just blatantly.
what did she say?
When they were at dinner with her and Chriselle,
Mhm, mhm.
and she was like, she gets on the phone with Jason
Oh my
and says
god, that
like,
was so funny.
she says she's like jealous of me. Whatever she said, I was like, that didn't happen. Like you just made that up.
That was a good laugh, though.
It
That was
was
a
so
good
funny.
laugh. It was so funny, and the worst part about it is people seem so much younger. I mean, this is like, duh, when they're put up against another age. Like, we're the same age as her, but I'm
Right.
watching like, "Oh, she's a baby." I watch it like I'm the same age as the other women. I act like I'm 37,
My
but
thing
I'm
is,
like,
I'm the vice versa. Like I realize how old people are when they're next to young people. Like Chriselle
Mm.
seemed much older, more
Oh,
like
no, that too. It was giving aged, for
okay,
sure.
yeah,
That's true as well. But, like, I'm saying, like, and for her, like, whenever she does stuff, I'm like, "She's young.
she's young
She's a
and dumb.
baby."
Like she's young and dumb. She might not be
That was
broke, but she's young and dumb.
Did you get to yeah, she's definitely not broke. Did you get to the episode where they went to their group trip? I don't wanna spoil it.
No,
Okay, girl, talk about life. You're gonna eat it up. Like, I think every character probably took their turn lying a little bit. The only character that is, like, fine is Brett, and that's because he has, like, 3 lines every 3
Brett.
episodes.
Let me tell you something about Brett.
When he
Brett minds
cusses
his business,
Jason
and by
out
business, I mean business.
no,
He's like,
literally
"You're
paperwork.
being dumb. Why are you buying all this right now? Why are you trying to spend? Why are you over budget and you're just starting? Like that doesn't make
How you
sense."
already over budget?
But you want a game, a pool table costs $100,000. Why?
None of it makes
Why?
sense. He's like, "This is the centerpiece of the room, bro." He's like, "It's not even in the center." He ate him up with that one.
He did.
Shut
He
him all
gagged
the
him
way
bad.
down.
And I was sitting there looking like, oh, he's gagged.
He said, "I'm calling you out because nobody ever calls you out. They just let you get away with whatever." I said, "Oh, it's giving family
Ew.
drama."
But that's the
So,
thing. Like, luckily, it's his brother, so he's able to do that. And
oh yeah,
of
for
course,
sure.
now I can see the difference between Brett and Jason, like physically.
You
Like
couldn't
they
see it
look.
before?
I did, but I didn't care enough to like distinguish. Um,
Mm.
and Jason was the only
Brett
one that we will
looks
ever
like
really
he's
see.
about that action.
Brett looks like,
Jason looks
yeah,
like
I
he
only
plays.
signed this because
Mhm.
Jason convinced me to, and they said they were going to pay us. Like that's the only
And we
reason
need the
I
money.
signed.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we're still in the show because Brett is like, yeah, my name's Brett. You're gonna have to see me on the net because I'm not gonna be in. I'm not in
Ooh!
it. Brett is
He's
never
not
in
in
it
it. No, I
ever
love
unless he's
that.
cussing Jason out. Like,
I love
and even when
it.
like they're arguing back and forth at the tables and whatnot, he's literally just sitting there watching back and forth, talking to his fiance or whoever
Yes.
she is. Like,
And then he's fine. Like he cuts Jason out in one scene. The next scene we see him just sitting at the table. Hey ladies, we're so appreciative of the he leaves that
on his
there.
laptop, he don't care what they got going
That's
on.
done. No.
He don't
I
date
love
around the
Brett.
office. He don't do none of that.
That's the
None
part
of them
that's
his
really
exes.
important. None of them. I think because, they started the group like he's like, "I started this group with my best friends, a dream and a pencil." I think because he got started with his best friends and people he slept with, he's under this impression that everybody has to be friends in the office, like you said. Like,
Mm,
Amanda is so toxic in her saying, "We're like a family. This is my family. Family, family,
I
family."
hate that.
Baby, we're
And I'm happy.
not.
I'm happy. What's her name?
Bree, Chelsea, Nicole?
Chelsea. When she said that to Chelsea, Chelsea was like,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah. It's just like
Chelsea was like, I know who my family is. She was like, I didn't sign on to the Oppenheim group,
mhm.
and now I'm picking a new family. She's like, my family is where they are. I'm working. These you are my
Hello?
essentially you are my coworkers, and that's what I needed them to know. And there seems to be a disconnect with those who have been friends for years and those who are employees for a year.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
just because I signed on to work here, this is my place of work, my place of business.
How are we family now? How are we
We're
family?
not family, baby. We're not.
Like, okay, oh my god, never mind. I was about to spoil it for you. You like the lies being told on this group chip
On that
are
night,
crazy.
please.
Jaden,
It was
you're gonna
okay.
love
Let's
it.
let's real quick, and then we have to move on because we love to chat.
Okay,
But
okay.
Bree not forgiving
Chelsea.
Chelsea. I'm like Bree. We have to move on.
Girl, like you said,
Okay,
they need a
they
storyline because ain't nothing
they
else.
talked about this before you got here. She was the only person to bring it to you. She realized no one else. Once they got to know you, it was fine. And then now Chelsea is like, I want to get to know you too. And you're like,
Right.
well, I don't think I can. Like, girl, this is TV. You have to move on, mama.
You
You
gotta move on
have
because we
to
don't
move
care
on.
anymore.
We
Yeah.
don't like well episode. Like it told us next episode loading. Like we clicked and we're
Click.
moved on, but
Yeah.
still are talking about this. And I
I'm
like
going to the
Bree.
bathroom, I'm getting popcorn. I don't like Brie, and let me tell you why.
Mm.
She cool, she this, she that, But she wants to be ambiguous. She wants to be racially ambiguous. And I'm like, baby, you
True.
cannot trick me. You cannot trick me. The dark black hair, the big lip, the clothes, when she had Sweetie on last season, I said, you cannot trick me. This is not a light
You
skinned woman,
cannot.
y'all. This is not a Puerto Rican princess, y'all. She's
Mm-mm.
white. I
No,
think.
the
I
Doom
really
Cha
don't
Cha.
even know. Like,
Right.
I don't even know. I'm pretty sure she's white though. But you cannot trick me. And that's why I like her. And because she be
Mm,
going too hard on my black queen, Chelsea.
she
I'm
do.
sorry. I
Okay,
ride for my queen,
rank.
Chelsea. I love
Who do you
Chelsea.
like? Who do you like on the show, and who do you can't you stand?
I love, obviously, Chelsea because she's gorgeous. She's stunning. And she really does work. Like,
She
she's not
works. Who
just.
brings in the most
Like
money
she's
as
not
I'm
just
having to
drama. Like she really works. Like she is a grinder.
and
Every time they at
and
an event,
she
she
brings
networks
drama. She
hard.
brings good TV. Like she
She's
also
both,
brings the show.
just like Christine did. Oh my gosh,
And
Christine also worked.
let me tell you something. I her coming onto the show and being cool with Christine, and then Christine leaving the show and still having her on the show was the perfect transition because
Hmm.
she allows us to still be there and be around.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because if I'm trying to think, if you take Chelsea out of the situation, you still have Nicole and
But
Chriselle's thing.
that's not even good though. Like that's not nothing to
Mm-mm.
look at. That ain't nothing. That's no.
You need someone
Without
that speaks
Chelsea
their
and
mind.
Amanda, Amanda speaks her mind too, but she's so whiny this season.
She
I
is
still
whiny
like
this
her though.
season.
I do like
Oh,
that. So my
I,
girls are Chelsea, Amanda, Brett. Um, I think that's it. Oh, Mary this season. I like Mary this season. Before I couldn't
mm-mm.
stand her because she was so like no backboney, but now she's minding her
See,
business, and I
okay.
like that. Davina,
That,
shout out to Davina. I'm just playing. I didn't like Davina.
that was a sneak. That was
It was.
a bad sneak too.
It was.
Anyway, who do I like? Of Chelsea, of course. Amanda is starting to get on my nerves, but I
Yeah.
still her, especially because then her and
Mhm.
Chelsea had like a moment, and
That was cute.
black women solidarity always gonna take it from me. And then they bring up the black womanness of it. Woo!
Hmm.
Chelsea. Um, who else do I like? What's the one who just had a baby?
Heather.
I like Heather. Heather's
I like her
fun.
too. Yeah.
Um, and I like she's very Kardashian to me, though I hate them. Like I like her. Um,
Yeah, because she's like so much nicer than I expected from the first, like the very, very first episode. I thought
yes.
that she would be like so like dumb and blah blah blah. That's just
Mm-hmm.
me, making my judgments,
Yeah.
but she's so nice.
And she's also very like
She's
I
real,
said,
I think.
yeah, she's very like I said what
Mm-hmm.
I said, and you're not about to do this to me. Do that. Like I said, I do like Brie, but
Okay.
there's a question mark next to her because of what you just said. That did point things out for me because I didn't really care because this
Because you
whole
didn't
show
know.
this whole show was white mess to me. But
I love white
like,
mess.
but exactly. So she was tossed in there, but now that I'm pulled into like, no, she's playing a role, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Who I don't like, Chriselle's getting on my nerves.
Yeah,
Luckily,
so
Chris-
bad.
luckily, Chriselle is saved by us understanding that she has had something going on with her body, and it's been causing like a hormone imbalance.
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah.
makes more sense. Because the Chriselle of
Hmm.
yesterday was not the Chriselle of today, and it wasn't even like
She
a
wasn't
woman
the
empowered kind of thing of like she's grown into standing up for herself, and it was more like
like Mary. Yeah. Oh, bless you.
thank
Yeah, I
you.
mean, she was still annoying last season too when she called Miss Girl a crackhead. That was kind of harsh, don't we think? She was still not great, but we let her slide because, according to Nicole, we always let Chriselle slide.
Which is true.
Yeah,
Chriselle
that's true.
Chriselle gets away with murder.
She really
And
does.
Nicole is annoying, but like the thing about Nicole is, girl, I be feeling bad for you, but then you do something that makes me not feel bad for you no more. You know what
Yes,
I'm
and
saying?
that's
Like
why I can't
every time
wait
I'm
for you to
like,
watch
y'all
this
are
next episode.
because they gang up on her. They do every
Mhm.
time. They
They
gang up
really
on her
do.
and they overtalk her and they put words in her mouth. And then like she's sitting there like frustrated, and everyone's looking at her like, "Well, what's wrong? Why can't you talk? What's wrong with your mouth?" And it's like because maybe six of y'all are talking to her at one time, and it's like it's
Mhm.
overwhelming for a person. And but then she's like, she does something and it's just like,
Nicole, shut up. Like, now I'm about to join in. Like, girl, shut up.
Now I gotta bully you.
Mary's boring. And like you're saying she minds her business this time. I think she's boring and I think
No,
she's
she is
lame.
boring. No, that's true.
And
She's boring, but
and
that's
that's why
fine.
she's better. Because she was annoying. I I liked Mary the most though last season when Jason was throwing everything on her and she was having to deal with it. Like I could
Mhm.
identify with that, and not even just identify with it. I could also just like respect it. Like she was
Yeah,
going through so much, and no one was giving her moment of like
yeah.
I'm going through a lot because the other girls was just running rampant. The other girls did not care.
No.
They was going in. And then I was also very like, don't stand up against Christine because Christine is my mother. Like, I understand Christine is a villain, but she's supposed to be, and that's why we love her.
Yeah. I did love Christine. I miss her.
And Jason should have get. Oh, and Brett, he's honestly a fave. Honestly, and when he cuts Jason out, I said,
I loved
I,
it. It was so
I
good.
literally was like, Brett, you just made my favorite. I literally looked at him and said, you make my favorite.
When he
Jason is
stormed
one of my least
out.
favorite.
I can't stand Jason. He's so messy. He is so unprofessional. It's
He's
crazy.
so messy. It's really bad. And why are you just leaving work to go do whatever?
When he said on the phone with Mary Lou, he's like, "Ladies, can I get off the phone?"
You don't think they're here because of you?
That
You
was
want them to
so
be friends
funny.
so bad. You like
So for what? Context for the people that haven't watched the show. Jason has dated this girl named Chriselle, and he's now dating this other girl named Mary Lou, and he wants them to be friends. More context, Chriselle's 37, Mary Lou's like 25.
yes.
Brett's
And
48.
he's whatever else. And also Chriselle, even just if you see his face, Chriselle was the love of his life. Like, and you can tell he's always smiling at her. He's always like
Mm-hmm.
fully engaged when she talks, very like lost in love and light and whatnot, child. And I just be so like, and you don't think we all see this going on?
The
When
cameras are
when
rolling.
he gave the opportunity to Chriselle over Nicole after Nicole did all the work,
That made
like
no
I told you,
sense.
I was so basically. Let me tell you all the situation real quick, and then we literally have to move on. Like I said this 15 minutes ago, and we
Literally.
still have not moved on. But let me just give you all the situation just so you all understand what's happening. Basically, Chriselle she was getting surgery done, and Jason messy self gave Nicole, a person who Nicole and Chriselle have been at odds since we met Nicole on the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it got bad and it's caused division amongst the whole group and everything going on. Jason gives Nicole a listing that's going to be meant for Chriselle when she returns, but wants Nicole to help start it off.
Do all the prep,
Do all the
all the
prep
state,
for it.
all the pictures, all everything.
And so I was in two minds because in the more recent episodes they we get to the house and it's staged, done beautifully, we're all complimenting it, we're all talking about it, whatever. Even Chriselle walks in, she's complimenting it, and
Yeah.
Chriselle apologized to Nicole. That's neither here nor there. Then Chriselle saying like this is kind of how our beef started with another situation like this where it was like a dividing of you know what's it called, a
The listing,
commission,
the
the
commission split
listing,
was
whatever,
wrong.
dividing it. um it's either going to be all my listing or all Nicole's listing.
Yeah.
And of course, Jason, don't forget he was in love with Chriselle, says
Was, is.
is yes. It says, well, Chriselle is 110% your listing.
That was
Mind you,
crazy.
after Nicole did all the work. And I was in two minds because I was like, well, Nicole, you knew that this was going to be Chriselle's listing. But what I had to remember was she was supposed to get a portion of it. Now you're saying it's 110% hers. So she's getting not even nothing, negative nothing,
Getting negative nothing.
which
Where'd she
is
get that extra
getting credit
10%?
getting credit for the work that Nicole had already done. That's
Yeah.
the extra 10%. And my thing is, Chriselle, you should have turned it down. You're like, well, no, like that's not fair to Nicole.
Mhm.
Like, in honor of me apologizing to her, I want to make sure
Right.
she's able to follow through with this listen that she's already put in the effort in because I was not here. That's messed up. If
And it's not
anything,
even like a
if
punishment.
anything, Chriselle, it should have been your job to find a buyer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you should have brought the buyer in to Nicole selling it, and that's how you rebuild your relationship. Make both of y'all a good
Mm.
commission.
Yeah. Just be the
But
buyer's
they
agent.
have no
Yeah,
clue.
that makes sense. She has none, and this is why you're so right. Like, you're gonna apologize and then snatch the listing back from her? That makes no sense. Also, not to mention in the office in front of everyone, Jason said to Nicole, "Don't worry, I'll handle all that, the commission split. I'll write it out so it's perfectly clear, blah, 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 blah." My thing is this, it's not a punishment that Chriselle wouldn't be able to get the listing just because she was in surgery. It's a baby, that's the name of the game. We're just handing them out, and you weren't there when we handed them out. It's not like it's the last house
Okay.
to sell in the state. Give her
But it was
another
because
listing.
that's the house she was going to buy before she bought the house she got. Okay. She didn't buy the
Feels
house, so
like
it don't matter.
that's what I'm saying. It feels like a conflict of interest to me. Get her out of there.
You need to be following the Supreme Court's code of conduct.
Exactly. Somebody should. I mean, I think the reason we're still talking about it, even though we're supposed to move on 20 minutes ago, is because we haven't talked about it out loud yet.
Yeah,
So let me just quickly say this, and then we can move on.
we have to.
No, I'm sorry, Emma. See how we didn't even talk about her? She's nothing.
Mm. She's
I
irrelevant.
don't want to
I
hear
like
like
Emma. I don't hate Emma, but
I
she's
liked
been getting on my
Emma.
nerves. I
She's been on
did
my
with the
nerves because
D.
all
Yes.
she has is her freaking vegan empanadas. I'm sick of hearing about them.
So
And
sick.
I'm like, how is this vegan empanada paying for a private jet? Okay, spoiler. That was a spoiler. I'm sorry. But how you selling vegan empanadas and you don't even speak Spanish? This is what I'm saying. And this is why her and Brie can stay together in my
I
second.
Emma wants to have sex with Chriselle, and I'm gonna
Emma
leave it
wants
there.
to have sex with Chriselle.
So bad. Emma is in love with Chriselle.
She says it all the time. Like, she jokes about it all the time. And Chelsea now has started to joke about it in her, like, in place of her now, where she'll be like, "Oh my gosh, look how good her butt looks, Emma," or like whatever. And I'm like, can you just kiss her already off camera, please?
She
You
wants
saw
to
when
so
Amanda
bad.
asked Emma if she ever dated a woman, and Emma was flustered.
Flustered.
She
Flustered
was
because
giggling,
she wants to be with Chriselle.
but not
And the
just any other,
reason
not
we
any
won't see her
woman.
date, we won't see her date anyone anytime soon because there's one love that she has.
Yeah, her and
Her
Jason are both in love.
her you stole the words out of my
I'm
mouth.
sorry. I'm sorry. Because it's true.
Let's move on.
And
I can't with these white women.
I think that's the messiest moment of this week.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the messiest moment of this. Poisoning your in-laws is pretty messy, though. I'll say
Yeah.
that's pretty messy.
And killing
All
them.
right.
Like you
Oh
have to
yeah,
stop
yeah.
leaving that part out.
I keep
Killing
forgetting to say
them.
that. Killing your in-laws. Sorry, that's the important part, I think. Okay, Jaden. So we have a take it or leave it. It's a thick one. It's a thickie. Do you want to read it or should I? You
I
read
can read it.
so good. I was gonna say
I can read it.
we love when you read.
Please. This take it or leave it is really for my husband. And I want before I read it, like before I get in, I have not read this yet. So
Me
please
neither.
know every reaction is a genuine one.
Mm-hmm.
This take it or leave it is really for my husband because it involves one of his relatives. But I'm just as wrapped up in it as he is. So let's get into it. I'm gagging already. I'm gagging already. My husband and I were recently in Atlantic City for a few nights. He gets comp rooms, so sometimes we'll go and make a weekend out of it. Well, I wish we stayed home this last time. When we were checking in, we could have sworn we saw his uncle's wife at the lobby. We could have sworn we saw his uncle's wife at the lobby bar, but dismissed it because they live several states and a handful of hours away. and the man seated with her didn't look like his uncle. Fast forward to the following evening, we're at one of our favorite restaurants, and who do we see a few tables away? His uncle's wife's doppelganger. Now, this place is an intimate spot and has low lighting, so my husband and I keep saying, no, it can't be. It's too dark to tell. Anything to not believe our eyes. I told him, my God, today. Sorry, that's me. My God, I love mess. I told him I'd walk past their table to get a better look, and when I did, boy, did I get an eyeful. Not only was it her, but it was clearly not his uncle. Certainly not his uncle. And the way they were acting towards each other is nothing that could be explained away as anything except romantic. My husband didn't even have to ask for confirmation after he saw my face when I got back to the table. She didn't see me when I walked past, but on their way out between the. I'm gonna read this sentence again. She didn't see me when I walked past, but on their way out between the butt squeezes, neck nuzzles, and kisses, she locked eyes with my husband and I. Needless to say, that was an awkward introduction. She quickly dropped his hand and introduced him as a colleague. Now, girl,
Girl, you could just kept
mama,
walking and pretend like it wasn't you.
is this like actual, like in real time recent?
I'm gagged because I know exactly who this is about. And I'm like gagged at all the details. I didn't know all of this stuff, but this isn't that recent. No,
Okay, because I'm like,
not like
I'm
this
pretty
week.
sure that, huh?
Not like this week. Not like this week. I'm saying not
Okay,
recent
I'm
like
like,
that.
because I'm pretty sure the teachers was on conference in Atlantic City,
Oh no,
so
it
it
wasn't
could
that. It
very
wasn't that.
well be
It could have
a
been
coworker,
anybody.
a
It could have been. It
colleague.
could have been. It could have been a colleague.
Continuing, we played dumb and ended the conversation as quickly as possible. Naturally, that wasn't a part of her weekend plans, and she has been blowing our phones up since that night. She has called or texted us each no less than 3 times a day, and that was more than a week ago. My husband is so torn up about what to do with what we saw. The uncle isn't just any uncle. He was instrumental in my husband's life when his parents got a divorce. And they remain very close. He even officiated our wedding. With the holiday with the holidays coming up, we're really considering having a quiet dinner at home because he and his wife are hosting this year. What should he/we do? I love that you are automatically involved. Confront the A. Confront the wife about what we saw. B. Go straight to his uncle with his information. C. Tell her she's got a week to come clean, or we're telling it ourselves. I'm not trying to have an uncomfortable Thanksgiving, so please help us.
So we do
Girl.
need to help quickly because the holidays are approaching.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jaden.
Absolutely. This is the tea I be needing. But some out you trying to have a good weekend and it gets messed up by good tea, baby. And I
Okay,
want to take
so
the time to thank you for sharing this with us.
uh,
Olive. First of
no, when
all,
they say several
y'all
states,
can
they
answer
mean
her phone calls.
several states. Like
And I
it's
believe it.
giving so, and that's why a
But my
part of
thing
me is
is,
like, well, of course you in public
y'all are
being fresh because
dumb.
you're several states away.
But they're dumb. Because the people
So
who wrote this
dumb.
in clearly don't live several states away.
No, they live clearly there because they up in Atlantic City. S-
But that's what I'm saying. Like
If you know you
you
got
didn't
relatives
go
in that
states. Oh,
state,
thank you. Like you didn't go states away to where there's nothing there. Like girl, you need to go to a cabin in the wood. Like why are you going to the casino?
the most
A
popular place in
place,
America.
a place other people from your family may also be, or your friends, or your husband's
It's
friends.
so public. There's so many cameras at the casino. I feel really bad for the husband. At the same time, I do hope that you were able to get your hee hee in because it's a really like it's crazy, like it's sad, But you know how, like, when you're in it, like, you be stressed with your man and your stomach is turning,
but
but
gagging.
really, you like, "This is some good
Okay,
tea."
you're looking at your phone in disbelief that everyone's taking so long to respond in the group chat because
Yeah.
they're gagging. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
Mhm.
this isn't just with you no more. Y'all had this moment, and now your husband's in. He's going through his own things, and you're trying to console him, but you also have to keep everyone updated, including us.
Oh, especially us.
Most importantly, us.
Forget your uncle, that's not the question. Let
No,
us know. Neck nuzzles, kisses, butt squeezes, that's wild to me. Baby,
that's
you in
sick.
public. You in public. And you married.
And my thing is, she was so comfortable. Like, she was so comfortable to the point where they walked past and you didn't see them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they saw you already earlier. Then now they seen you at dinner and you didn't see them one time. You don't think anybody
That's
would
you're
be
not paying
around?
attention. That's what I'm saying. Him officiating the him officiating y'all wedding while his marriage is going through is really devastating. It's really devastating. I hope she's not
And
in the
I'm
pictures because she has to go.
and I'm like, I think you can come to the uncle about it because because I need that tea too. No shade. But not even that's for the tea. Let me not even that's for the tea. Because she went out of town with a man. So then
State.
he has out of state with a man that is not you. How many other times has she gone on vacation without you? Like, because
Mm.
then then you have to start thinking back into your arsenal. Not arsenal,
Mhm.
back to your Rolodex of like, when was she out of town and
Mhm.
was they traveling the world together? Was it always every time she was going to Atlantic City with her girls? Like, what's the tea? Like, was her birthday trip with this man? Like, there's
Yeah.
more information to be found here.
It makes me sick to my stomach now to think about it too. Like how disrespectful, how lack of regard you have to have for your marriage to be straight up public like that.
Okay. Like, you're
Not
not
even
even
just
in
dinner,
corners
like
ducking and dodging. You out playing on the tables?
you're making out over the roulette table. I'm so,
It's the butt
as an
squeezes for me.
advocate, no, it's the neck nuzzles for me. As an advocate for divorce, I'm sorry, for marriage. Sorry for something. I actually my suggestion is always divorce, so that is true. Don't ask me nothing, honey. Um, that's definitely my suggestion. But as far as
Absolutely.
what to do, I don't know that I would go right to the uncle. And I also don't know that I would give her a week to come clean. Pull him to the side right now.
No.
You had who knows how long to come clean and you didn't.
Honestly.
But also, Jaden, this is that thing about minding your business sometimes because we really don't know their dynamic. We don't know their situation. It could
Mm,
be a situation where you found out your uncle and aunt are they're a little freaky. You know,
mm,
she goes out, she sees some folks, and he also sees some folks. He might be with the ushers. He might be with the local townswomen. We really don't know the situation. And that's why it's like really risky to involve yourself in any way. So I think they may have, I mean, you can't go back, but I think you might want to have a conversation with her because she's reaching out, reaching out, reaching out. But she might be trying to say, don't spill my tea to everybody else in the family, but don't worry, your uncle already knows. You know? So I think that they should definitely talk to her. This
mm-mm.
whole timeline, give her a week to come clean. Baby, she's
No, no.
grown.
There's no
She
time. There's
grown.
no.
There's no timeline.
There's
If
nothing to
you're
do
calling
anyway.
her out at the end of the story, be like, "So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna tell my uncle or am I?" That's it. What is a
And
week for?
that's meant like right after this. Because I
No,
guess give
literally.
her a week to prepare, but it's like, no, you're giving a week to lie. Um,
For real.
but how I feel, I think you shouldn't say anything, even at Thanksgiving. Keep her on her toes.
Messy.
Keep her guessing. She's going to be drunk, and she's gonna tell her herself because
Mm.
the idea of being outed by y'all about this, like
Mhm.
she is going to eat her alive. The turkey
Mhm.
will be eating her. Like I, I think, I think you can confront her about it, or even y'all can call her over and do like it that way and bring her into like y'all space. I would do it at they crib, no shade. The uncle don't gotta be there. The day after Thanksgiving,
Mm.
come back, make you a leftover plate.
Absolutely.
You know what? Sit down at the table and be like, so you want to discuss what we saw in Atlantic City at the Borgata, or I should say the Horgata.
Ooh, Shaden is you're good. You're good today.
I love a good read.
I am just thinking though, based off of what we've just discussed, do we trust that she won't try to poison them to silence them? You're talking about leftover
Mm,
plate. Once everybody's gone, then it's like, oh, I know for sure which portion of the food you're about to eat. I'll put it in the microwave for you. Go sit
mm.
down. Y'all want something to drink?
You want some mushrooms on that?
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Well, I made
cream
some
of
mushrooms and I
mushroom.
forgot to pull them out. Y'all want some?
Y'all want some mushroom garnish? So maybe not at their house. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just so like you guys are already out of your comfort zone having this discussion. You're going to be even further out of your comfort zone going to her house to discuss. Like she's the most comfortable in the situation, which I'm not saying she should be uncomfortable, but I'm saying why not grant yourself some comfort in choosing a place that you're comfortable? You know, because
Mm.
you looking over your shoulder because uncle might be home any minute. And now you
But
nervous.
do you agree that they shouldn't say anything on Thanksgiving? But let her squirm.
I'm not gonna say for that reason. Like, I don't think the squirmage is the motivating factor of not saying anything till Thanksgiving. My thing is this: if your husband, because he seems to be really torn up, I don't believe that him
Weak.
telling before, right? I don't believe that him telling before is going to make him enjoy his meal better because now he's going to be like thinking about how he ruined this marriage. So I think they need to compartmentalize, forget about it for the afternoon, like you said, have Thanksgiving and enjoy Thanksgiving before the whole family blows up.
Right.
Y'all about to
Let
really
the
shake the
holiday be the
table.
holiday. Because honestly, it's either and here's what I really feel, and then I'm done with it. Either bring it up at Thanksgiving or don't. And if you bring it up at Thanksgiving, be prepared to start the war. Like I'm always ready to start, but you care about this man so much, so you're not going to do that. But matter of fact, hey wife, um, I know he's hurt right now, but and I don't think it would damage y'all. Now, if you want to bring it up on Thanksgiving Day while the family there, and let that one kid sit in the corner on a tablet so that the kids can start talking about it too,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I won't disagree with that. Um, it's either bring it
But
up on Thanksgiving Day and let the full family have for the event, or
mhm.
I would say do it after. Do it after, make like how Ari was saying, make it like a comfortable setting for you at least, and let her have it. I would cut her out
I
before I would let her
I
talk.
agree with you. And I would like to add to have somewhere else to go for dinner, your backup house, because
Because
you gotta have
you're
somewhere to eat.
done. You have to go.
You're done. Don't take a plate with you. You're good. You're good. You're good. Just go.
But your
Do they
your
have any?
husband. My problem is the husband is too
The
invested
husband,
emotionally,
and this is
and
why
it's
I'm an
pissing me
advocate for
off.
divorce.
Like, why couldn't it be the uncle that you can't stand? Like why did it have to
Now
be the uncle
that
that
would
was
have been
so
good.
close? Now the uncle that you can't stand, or
That was
the
easy.
couple that you can't stand,
Mm-hmm.
that's the one you gag him with.
Mm-hmm.
But the uncle that you're so close to that helped do all this and was there for you during it, I understand it can be a little triggering and it can be a little, full circle moment. But he's gonna have to know, and the rest of the family's gonna know. So why not just kill all the birds with just one stone?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right about either say it at Thanksgiving or wait till after Thanksgiving. Because I feel like saying it before Thanksgiving, like I said, like it's not
Mm-mm.
gonna make anything better before the
Better.
season. And then it's also like, now you're letting them continue on with the lie of this marriage, but it's like, baby, what's one extra day? They've
Okay.
been continuing on this lie. But also, what and this is really my problem. What did the text messages say? What was she saying? She messages you 3 times a day to say
Mm-mm.
what?
Because see, and we're missing details again.
Like,
What
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 did you
what
wanna
was she trying to
say?
get across? What was she already trying to spin to kind of take
What
the
was her
story to
vibe? Exactly.
exactly? Because that's what we need to know. Because then, what is she going to say when she gets confronted with this information?
Exactly.
Mm.
So, honestly, what should you do? I agree with Jaden. Either wait, say it on Thanksgiving, blow up the spot, have a backup house to go to, or wait till after Thanksgiving. But once again, prepare yourself that I don't know what you do for other holidays if you celebrate Christmas or whatever the next big holiday is, but it's going to be different. So I hope that you have like really nice memories from the last year's holiday because moving forward, it's going to be a different holiday.
Or you're gonna have to start hosting because they're not inviting you back over there.
No, you're banned. Are you kidding me? Have fun in Atlantic City, I guess. Wait, so they're gonna actually wait, no, because they're traveling. If they live near Atlantic City and they live states away, that means that they're gonna be traveling to get there. So they may not even have a backup place to go. Uh-oh. Oh
Frozen.
Lord. Let me pause. Okay. We're back again after a little technical difficulties. We're done with Take It or Leave It. The vibes were
Yeah.
bad. If you have a if you have a question, you have a little mess you want to share. Okay, so typically it's like, how do I tell my best friend that I don't like her shoes? We accept questions like that as well. You know,
Yeah.
how we no longer accept how do I do self-care because we've answered that question probably 20 times now. But every other question is fine. Email us at challengewaypod@gmail.com or reach out to us on any other platforms or show up to Jaden's house with a handwritten note. So that was Take It or Leave It. Now we're moving on to Thank Me Later. This is where Jaden and I are like, we're doing this thing, we're listening to this thing, we're eating this thing, and you should be too. Oh, you are already? Okay, well, you're welcome anyway, I guess. So, Jaden, we talked about this, I think, briefly before. Brandy, our queen, Brandy
Yes.
Norwood, has given us a gift, like you said, of a Christmas album. It's called Christmas with Brandy. Not
No.
terribly creative. It's not terribly creative title, but it's a great album. Jaden isn't finished listening to it, but so far he loves it. So far I love
Absolutely.
it.
It's I listened to the first track and tweeted that I can already feel myself running this album to the ground. And
Yeah.
I plan to do so.
Yeah, the good and bad thing about it is it doesn't sound very Christmassy, which is good in that you can listen
It's
to it all year round, but that's the bad thing too because it's like it's a Christmas album. And I'm
right.
singing about Christmas cheer in May, but it sounds like
Well, yeah.
R&B. So yeah, it's like pros and cons, but I love it. Christmas with Brandy, check it out. The next Christmas albums, ooh, yes, I've started, is a new Christmas
We should.
album by this artist named Stephanie J. Block. It's called Merry Christmas, Darling. It's gonna give you your smooth white woman singing a Christmas album vibe.
Ooh,
You know, sometimes you need that.
you
Sometimes
do.
it's like, sing it for me, Steph. It's so good. Her voice is so beautiful. I love it. Can't get enough. The next one is an oldie but goodie Christmas album again. Leslie Odom Jr.'s Christmas album, the Christmas album. Both of them are good, but this one is the one with the red cover. I love it. It's so good. The song Snow, the opening song, it's going to take you there. You're going to
Ooh.
listen to it and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's Christmas.
Okay.
Oh, I listened to it one time when I was in the back of a lift and it was like dark. Girl, the way I was looking out that window,
I already know, girl. This
ah,
is not Home Alone. That's what
It
I
was,
know. It was
though.
giving very Christmas
It
with
was.
Amira.
I was Kevin McAllister. Like, it was Christmas. So check out those 3 Christmas albums or don't, but I think you should.
Right. None of mine are Christmas things.
Of
So
course not.
we're entering into holiday cheer, and we see who's prone to entering sooner than others.
I'm
Um,
usually a Grinch.
me, and for some reason I've been in the Christmas spirit, but more Ariana Grande Christmas spirit. And
Hmm.
you missed my tweets about if she wants us to forget about the man that she took from someone else, she needs to go ahead and drop another Christmas album.
And then you'll
She does.
forget.
And then I'll completely forget about whatever they was talking about.
Okay.
Matter of fact, Christmas and Chill, go ahead and start putting that into your rotation by Ariana Grande.
Yeah, it
Found
is.
out that she made that in a week,
That doesn't
in
surprise
one
me though,
week.
because she works. She really works.
Okay. Ugh, imagine what she could do in two. Anyway, um, like she could have a Christmas album done by Thanksgiving. Like, stop playing with me.
No, for real, seriously. Yeah.
Anyway, so my thank me laters are, first of all, we're gonna start with some music because y'all know how I live for music. Pink Pantheress, the woman you are, her album Heaven Knows,
Mm.
it's a gospel. It's not,
Mhm.
but it's just like it.
Mhm.
And I am obsessed, and it's so good. And the more you keep listening, the better it just keeps getting. Kalila is a feature on there, just so the girls know. Along with some other features I can't think of. Did you listen to the Chicago Kids album?
Christmas album?
No, he's just baby. You have
He
to listen
just
to the
dropped an
album
album?
alone. Yeah,
Wait, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. 'Tis the season. Wait, that can't be true because my sister didn't tell me about it.
she may not know. He just dropped it. I didn't hear about it. I was looking through new albums that released, and I saw the Chicago Kid. He has a feature with Coco Jones and Chloe.
Oh my gosh. First of all, who is this?
Exactly.
Wonderful.
First of all, second of all, who was that? First of all, who's that? Second of all, it's so like um horns and
Robert Glasper.
funky and
Into a
like,
Day? Oh, this is
yes. I didn't get to the
good.
Andre track yet. A lot of my albums currently are unfinished, but it was good for what I heard. I was playing it while I was cleaning and like giving Ben's a
Mm.
bath. Um. So anyway, my next go please go listen to Pink Pantheress. Heaven Knows, please. Like, I'm begging. Um. My next one.
Ice
So
Spice, yeah.
before, oh yeah, well, it's Boys a Liar.
Yeah.
Um. Before this recording today, I went to the chiropractor, and it's only my second time going to the chiropractor. Um, all that to say, book your appointments,
Mm.
baby. Book your chiropractor appointment, especially if you on your parents' insurance before you hit 26.
Yeah.
Book that appointment, mama.
Mm.
Like, I have a copay, it's $30, and it's worth it because the alignment, the learning
Mm.
about your body, the restructuring of your body, attacking pain at the source with someone who has a degree in said attack, is very useful. And even in general
Mm.
around other things, like I want to get a blood screening because I want to
Mm.
see like all those things as well. Um, Book the appointments, baby. Start focusing on your health because what we do now will reflect what happens later.
Mm. Mhm.
Start focusing on your health. If you don't know what's going on inside your body right now, try and go figure it out and not just Googling. If you have insurance, if you are able to get to like a clinic, if you don't have insurance or whatnot, go do that, please, because it's going to be important moving forward, especially as we're having to evolve as people because the climate is doing its own thing. Like, climate affects our bodies affects our mind, and our mind
Yeah.
affects everything else.
Yeah.
um anyway, go get cracked by your chiropractor, chiroppractor. uh Finally, Bottoms, the movie with Ayo, my girl. Hilarious. Such a good movie. Cult classic. One for the books. Everyone must watch. I have a right girl, get y'all pens together. I'm gonna give y'all a website. Hold on.
Send me that link, queen. Let me see.
Girl, I sent you the full list.
I know.
And I
But
actually
I just
use our conversations to go find it.
Oh, then let me put this
It
away.
is www.fmovies.fo. Again, www.fmovies.fo. Girl, type in your movie, hit play. Bottoms was so good.
10 out of
So
10?
good.
Would recommend.
Yes. I'm like
Okay.
8.5 out of 10 and like actual whatever, but 10 out of 10
Yeah.
recommend. Absolutely. 100%. And it's very camp. It's very funny. It's when I tell you hilarious. And it's like, I love women in comedy. Like, women are hilarious. And it highlights that. It shows that, you know what it is? It shows that women can take a joke. And it's like combating the stereotype of like, just y'all don't get it. Women aren't funny. It's like, no,
Yeah.
women are hilarious and they know how to make a joke as well. An inappropriate joke, one that's seems a little too far, like hilarious. So yeah, please go watch. I highly recommend. And if you have nothing else, we can finally leave because this is probably 2 hours long. Anyway, this has been Ciao. Anyway,
you can listen to Ciao anyway, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
And you can catch us now on YouTube at Ciao Anyway Podcast. Make sure we have new episodes every week.
Like, share, subscribe, rate, review. Hit that bell so you never miss a new episode on YouTube, specifically YouTube.
Make sure you go listen to all the Christmas music, Christmas with Brandy, Merry Christmas Darling by Stephanie J. Block, the Christmas album, the red cover by Leslie Odom Jr. You go stream Pink Pantheress, Heaven Knows, BJ the Chicago Kid because I said it. Book your appointments with your specialist, your doctors, your chiropractor, your dentist, your people, your eye doctor. Go book it. You trying to avoid it? Book it, mama. You got $30 for whatever else you buying. You got $38 for that damn. And then go stream illegally the Bottoms movie. I don't think it's in theaters anymore. It may be in theaters. If it is, sure, go see it there. But if not, why pay? You can watch it from the comfort of your bed like I did. And have a good laugh for some clear skin. Goodbye.
Bye.